Palia has its next major update, the 0.191 Elderwood patch, and you know what? It's been a while since I've been here, might as well come back, explain to you guys what's going on in my own way. I've read through all of this once very quickly, but I do not have a script, sorry. First, there are two major updates to this patch that I really want to get into. One is the Elderwood is being released. It's a new adventure zone where you'll be able to find new things, do a bunch of stuff, and blah, 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 blah. Second is the game's coming out on PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series XS, whatever you call that. Gotta preview some other stuff. There's a lot of gameplay changes, some new refer a friend stuff, and some cash shop stuff. Will I get into everything? Maybe. Will there be a lot of controversy around this patch? Possibly. If you've been on this channel before, you know that I'm no stranger to controversy. So, one complaint that I have with this set of patch notes is it gives away almost too much information. It doesn't really leave a whole lot to the imagination. So I'm going to try to be a lot more nice. I'm not going to tell you everything, but I will give you a brief overview. So there's the Elderwood new adventure zone. We've mentioned it comes with a new chapter of the main story, one new villager, a new gameplay focus for that area. Now, with the area will come new furniture sets, new things to hunt, fish, craft, things like that, new cooking recipes, new crops, and new pictures. So the Elderwood is a combination of a magical forest and a swamp at times, from what we've seen. And in order to access the content, as soon as the patch goes live, you'll have needed to complete all of the vault quests. So there's a vault of waves, flames, gales, and roots, and trouble waters, into the fire, up in the air, and rooted in place, which are also technically vault quests. Now, there are some gameplay and villager features being added. These include things like Kamala's potion shop, where you'll be able to buy some potions that let you do stuff. Sabira's shop, where you'll be able to buy stuff to help you complete the Elderwood collection. And some world updates, like changing the dialogue to reference the Elderwood for most of the villagers, or adding new items to the wants and needs of villagers. So in the Elderwood, we will have different decor, different artifacts, different shrines, different things that you could do, and rummage piles and treasure chests. These are not really new to the game, just expanded to a new region. Now, the only one that's different here is the Umbran Shrines, which you need to do, and you need to make an offering to them in order to complete them, and these are found throughout the new zone. You can get these offering flowers in multiple ways. I will leave you to discover them. Again, if you want all the information, it's in the patch notes, guys. If you stop and read, or if you go to the site, you can read all of this stuff. Now, artifacts and relics. While you're exploring and doing shrines and rummage piles, you might find artifacts which you can piece together at the central stables in the new Elderwood. Eventually, these can be brought up into relics, and relics are a new system whereby using them gives you party-wide buffs. There are 4 total relics, and what do you know, parties support up to 4 players, so you can have all 4. The first set gives a small buff to essence looted. The second set gives you the ability to track infected forage items, and then eventually insects, fish, and huntable creatures. Third one allows you to interact directly with infected forage without the use of special equipment or potions. This is probably the strongest one. And the last one just boosts the strength of the other relics. From what I could tell, these do not stack effects, so having a party of 4 bring Bright Eye amulets won't actually do anything. Instead, you should try to mix and match where you can. You can only equip one of these relics at a time, and if you're playing solo, I would probably at this point recommend the Bag of Illusion or the Bright Eye amulet, depending on what you have. These can all be leveled 4 times, and as you level them, their abilities get stronger and stronger and stronger. And to me, this seems like a good way to try to guide people into working together in the game, actually making parties. This is the first real step towards that. Now, should note, if you get all the relics of tier 4, you do unlock a nameplate. I don't have a nameplate. Nameplates are a thing. Okay, up next, there are major changes to practically all of the skills. The big thing for mining is all Palium ore is being removed from Bahari Bay and put in the Elderwoods. That means Bahari is going to be your iron area, Kalima Village your bronze, and the Elderwood is going to be your Palium area. There's also a new platinum bar recipe in the Elderwood as a rare material, so we're not 100% learning from that. Gold and silver are going to be added. Silver in Kalima Village, gold in Bahari Bay, and I'm guessing platinum will just be the new gold for the new zone. There's also Whetstone, which is an uncommon drop, and you can make slabs of it. I don't know, it doesn't seem like there's a new tier of anything coming, but I could be wrong. Foraging. For foraging, I don't see any super major changes to the basic foraging. You'll still be able to go out and get stuff. However, that said, they are adding the ability to use your bow to help in foraging, which really does help with giving the bow more uses outside of just shooting things for the people who don't want to do that. So, for example, honey. You'll be able to use stuff to knock down, I don't know, beehives or something to get honey, or nuts. Okay, on to the hunting of creatures. We have a couple new types of creatures to hunt. The first is Big Guy, who is Big Guy. He seems like a normal hunting creature. You just sort of find him and you shoot him, but I could be wrong. And the second guy is a bit more of a mushroom. He gives mushroom drops and all of that stuff. This guy has been teased here as a group hunting thing. He's sort of whack-a-mole. He has, say, 3 or 4 different places that he can go. And if you shoot him in one spot or spook him in one spot, he will move to another spot, and then you have to go find him and shoot him. But if you have 3 people in your party, 4 people in your party, people can just camp the different spots and you'll get him faster. Another party-esque hunting thing that I hope works well. Now with that, there are a lot of small changes to hunting itself. Lethargy arrows are now called lethargy arrows instead of slow arrows, and they now have a longer slow duration but a smaller slow effect, and blah 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 blah. Higher tier creatures no longer remove the slow duration. They're trying to make the slow arrow stronger. Insect catching. I wish I could talk a lot about insect catching. My insect catching is still my only skill that's not level 10 in the game, and I don't do it. Although over the last couple days, I've gotten it to level 7. So maybe in the new zone, I'll finally get it to level 10 and be able to do everything. There's new insects, new stuff found, and some of these might be easier to find than others. Fishing. Like insect catching, there's new fish in the new zone, new things, new areas, all of that stuff. But we do also see that there are global fishing changes. They basically changed it so that your fishing rod doesn't determine much of what you're catching. Instead, the worm types are now changing the rarity that you get. So no worm means you're going to most likely catch common fish. Worms means you're going to catch an uncommon fish, and glowworms much more likely to catch an epic fish. This change is mostly across the board. However, there are things like sushi recipes, void ray, unicorn fish, ancient fish, storm ray, hypnotic moray, and enchanted pup fish that don't exactly follow this. So the void ray, unicorn fish, and ancient fish are more likely to appear. The storm ray, hypnotic moray, and enchanted pup fish are less likely to appear. For the most part, they want to make it easier for you to be able to catch all of your bundle fish. Maybe that's a good thing. In the land of cooking and gardening sees not 1 but 2 new crops. Both are 2x2 variants, and from what we can tell, there's no new planting space, so everybody's gonna have to learn how to handle their new planting crops within their current system. New recipes, some of these are locked behind people's rooms, which I'm personally not a fan of, because now you need to get everybody to level 3 in order to talk to them in their room to get these recipes. Some of these are quest discoveries, some of these are found in the Elderwood, and some of these are straight from the Red's cooking store. Which, on the land of furniture, there are several changes to furniture. First, the decor limit is increasing from 3,000 to 3,500, which is good. There's the Umbran decor set, which requires level 8 in furnishing, and you can buy the starter from Tish's furniture making store and then, unlock the rest as you go. The second is the Everwood decor set, which is found within the Everwood map. And finally, there are additional items that are not really a part of the sets, and these drop from a combination of achievements, rare drops, completing quests, really anything, and there's a ton of these. There are some changes to the social menu, which we haven't really discussed, and the tutorials to the game have been somewhat reworked so that at least the basic stuff of the game should be a bit better. I don't have an account to play through these on, so I don't know what they are, but hopefully these come out well. I'm always a fan of increasing tutorialization and making it better. On to the main points of the patch, where everybody will have no problems whatsoever. Character customization has been updated. You can choose new lipsticks, new blushes, new hair, and some skin tone stuff was mentioned, but I can't confirm that. Some of the earlier quests, like the glider quest or the furniture making quests, have been made a little bit easier just to be more in line with everything. And now the big thing that everybody seems to be fighting over, whether or not it's good or not, the premium store will be receiving some updates. Now, it's been a long time since I've done one of these patch things. If you have not played this game before, the premium store up to this point was entirely cosmetic focused and had a bunch of things that I personally didn't like in it. It seems pretty expensive at times, but there are some changes to this patch that are worth noting. First, they're going to add the ability to see the animations for the outfits that you're doing, because some of the outfits do have special animations and act a little bit differently in glider, running, or whatever, and this is a really good change. I like this change a lot. Second, they are adding starter packs, something that I've been arguing should have been in the game since at least 3 or 4 patches after it became open. Starter packs are generally fairly cheap, and they give you more than what they're worth. And these are mostly there to incentivize people to spend money in the game, because all research and science shows that once somebody spends money in the game in one way, it doesn't really matter how, they're going to be much more likely to spend money in the future. A starter pack for the only outfit that I own and a Palcat that I own is not a great way to get me to spend money, but it should be good. But for me, they do have a Founders Pack one, which is 8 outfits inspired by the different skills in the game. They have a new pet, a little honeybee pet, and new tool skins. Now, for the prices of these are likely going to be region-based. These are not purchasable for the coins in the game. These are going to only be real money purchasable. So I think the price, from what I've seen in chats, this one should be equal to $4.25 for the starter pack, which was $5, so you're getting like $10 of stuff and some other things. And dish one should be less than 3,400 coins, which I think is probably around 30 something US dollars, but you're also getting that many coins. So they're really trying to incentivize you to actually spend the money on it in order to get it. There is a big thing in here. In the Founders Pack, there is a Courier Pet slot, which is 4 slots. We should probably talk about what the Courier Pet system is first. So if you didn't know, there's a new Courier Pet functionality. You can use your pet. Remember, pets are a cash shop only thing for now. You can use your pet in order to send up to 4 item slots back to your house without needing to run back. And this is only really helpful for you if you, I don't know, ran out of inventory space, just don't want to deal with it. So you send the pet back with 4 things, clear it up, and then you fill it. And you can do this once every 10 minutes. If you're like me, you would do this in order to continue harvesting the things in your immediate area, then you teleport back home and clear out your inventory before going back and doing it all over again. This will be on a 10-minute cooldown, and yeah, as I said, it will have 4 slots available in patch 192. Now, also in 192, we are going to be seeing our first free-to-play only pet, which will be obtainable in some sort of quest line. All of this is coming in 192, which is the next patch, probably a month or 2 out. Now, this is, for all intents and purposes, a gameplay addition being added to the cash shop in the form of Founder Courier Pet slots. Part of me feels bad about it because of that, and part of me feels bad about it because a Founder Pack implies that it will go away at some point in the future. The system itself, I don't have too much of a problem with. The game moving away from cosmetic only as the only thing sort of annoying, but this is currently not viable standalone, which means you have to spend that $30 something in order to get the 4 slots if you want it. They'll probably add a standalone for that in the future. I can see that going up to like 12 to 16 slots easily. But guys, I hate to say this, you can't fund a game entirely on cosmetics, especially in a system where once somebody has 1 or 2 outfits they like, they might not buy again. But on to the other changes really quick before we go to their whole business model update. We have some new outfits. We have outfit number 2 and outfit number 1. Both of these are a bit silly. Outfit number 2, 2,750 and 2,750. These are expensive. These are over $25 an outfit, and a lot more than that for the collection. Finally, they are adding the Bumblebee to the store. Little Queen Bee, got a little crown, $12.75, like $15, I think, I don't remember, and a glider. On to the other important thing, the update to the business model. Up to this point, cosmetics have been the #1 source of revenue, and blah 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 blah. But with the Elderwood expansion, they're exploring an experiment for an in-game oriented purchases with the courier pet functionality. Now, in my mind, the courier pet functionality, if they release this in 0.192 with the free pet and the free thing, would not have any problems. But because they're releasing it beforehand, there's sort of a small problem in that it will be an exclusive thing locked behind cache, which is something that they said they would not do. Good job, guys. You're still doing that. Now, in my personal opinion, it's likely that they were trying to get all of this out at once and just didn't get the quest line and such finished in time, so it got bumped back or something like that. I don't know. Once 0.192 comes out, we'll probably see this in a slightly different light. It probably won't be as bad, but for now, this system sort of sucks. Do I have any problems with the courier pet system? Not really. That's the basics for beta update 191 or 0.191, the Elderwood expansion. Does it have everything I wanted? No, I was really hoping that they would use this 191 as an excuse to also release the framework for a new skill and really show that they're doing a lot, since this is probably the first major update to the game outside of a bunch of small like ruins and temples and such. This was their chance to go all out and say we are really doing a ton, and a new skill like animal husbandry, or I was hoping for something mycology related would have been a good expansion. Now, I've been playing this game for the past 2-3 days off stream and having some fun with it, but I will say, if you are trying to grind to be able to play this expansion right after it comes out and get into the new zone and do all the stuff there, the temples are a slog and good luck. There are some wonderful videos up on YouTube on how to get through them, and I do have another account that still has to go through all of them in the future, so if I need to, I will do that. There's also a new refer a friend system. If you don't know how to do that, you can log into your Palia account on the website and you can get your refer a friend link, and that'll get you some rewards that I don't have pictures of. But that's everything for this patch. How are you guys feeling about it? You happy? Sad? Angry? Glad? Just now it was announced that the 200k wish list for the Elderwood is being fulfilled, despite the fact they didn't hit it. So I'm recording this at 2, so you'll get all of the things. Good job, guys. That's all for me. I'm going to be streaming this on this channel throughout the week, and I've also been trying to work on some Infinity Nikki stuff. I'll probably do some catch-up stuff on that next week. I'm going to try to stream more on this channel and do some stuff from time to time. I'm getting back into playing a lot of games that I didn't before, just because I sort of burnt myself out by doing a bunch of research and stuff on everything, instead of talking about my opinions and stuff. So, maybe you'll see me again in the future. Here. If you look, we'll get into more cozy and indie games.